Hi everyone! Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Monster Games. I don't know. Just got distracted. Hi everyone, welcome to this evening's stream, Maw Krusha Monday! Rah!
That's really wide.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, you can't see that at all. So, hi everyone, hi Pete, hi Tony, hi Sharon. Quick quick hydrate for Pete. Thanks Pete. We'll just have some ice cream. Drip beer into my wet palate. Do you think that that's going to be a good look? Right then, so here we are, Maw Krusha Monday, and we're working with some Green Stuff World Lollipop Magenta, which I've got very thin on my palette. So we're going to go for a couple of coats all over this. I've just started on this wing just before we started. Yeah, awesome. Pink, whoop whoop, pink time. Oh, what's that? What's that? Hi White Rose Dragon, hi Raiders. Welcome to Maw Krusha Monday, where we are painting this wonderful Games Workshop Maw Krusha in beautiful Green Stuff World Lollipop Magenta. And yeah, awesome. Thank you. So, we should begin with a thank you to Mr. Howell, Tony Howell, who has subscribed just as the stream was beginning. Oh, thank you, Mumbling Minecrafter. Thanks for following. Tony has subscribed for 11 months. Thank you, Tony. Very much appreciated. Oh, and the Prussian Bastard. Hello.
Really? You saying that, are you?
It's not a swear word. Is it? It's a family-friendly stream. It's a proper word. Anyway, hi everyone. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, cool. Gonna be painting loads of lovely magenta all over this Maw Krusha. So the plan is I'm gonna give it an all-over coat, at least one, possibly two coats. I think two coats of Lollipop Magenta, and then I've got some candy. I think it's candy ink somewhere here. Don't know what I've done with it. Oh, there we go. Some candy ink quartz magenta, which we're going to use to shade it down a little bit, and then we're going to do highlights with the Lollipop Magenta and some Magin Pink also from Green Stuff World. But we're probably not going to get all of that done tonight because this thing is massive, and we're going to work our way through it. So that's the plan for the pink, and then we're going to do some other colours on the horns, and there's some leathery bits and a bit of metal on this thing, and all sorts. So, but as promised, the bulk of the beast, Maw Krushas are wyverns. So it's back to that age-old kind of cliche, shall we say, in fantasy of a orc riding a wyvern rather than a dragon. So this is a first run out for this paintbrush as well. This is a Rosemary & Co. Series 22 size 4, and it's absolutely wonderful. Performing extremely well. What's everybody been up to today? Always ask you that. What's everyone been up to today? Hope you've all had a great day.
White Rose would like to know if you've recovered from yesterday.
Oh yeah, I had a nice sleep. Went relatively early night last night after yesterday's early morning. It's it's all good. We're not unloading the van till tomorrow though, so the short-staffed on a Monday. We're closed on a Monday at the moment at the shop. So we're leaving the van unloading till tomorrow, and we've got a few more bodies around is the plan. But yeah, it was a good day yesterday at Vapnatak. It was good to see a lot of people that we've not seen for a while, and it was awesome to, as we're sort of serving customers and handing out flyers and stuff, the amount of people who'd already were well familiar with our website for like miniatures and other stuff, or they'd been seeing us at shows before, and it's great to start seeing repeat customers and people that have been to the shop as well. That's always awesome. So say like, oh, have you like seen us before? Have you been on our website? And they go, oh yeah, we came to your shop for some miniatures like over the summer last year, and we're planning on coming back again in future. That was pretty cool. It's nice to be recognised, and a few people who mentioned that they'd seen us on Twitch and TikTok and YouTube and all the other social medias. That was pretty funky. As I told Mrs. MLG when I got home, a few people asked after her painting skills. It's pretty cool. People are looking out for you now.
White Roses said, I did a few hours streaming doing some Necrons. Tony is finalising the marble base and finishing the skin. It looks awesome, that marble base, Tony. There's an image of it in the Discord for everyone. Kronoka says, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
White Rose says, I didn't get a flyer. I demand a sacking of the staff.
Ugh, that's no good.
Hey, Moxie. I can't get
Good
my
evening.
emote wall to work, Moxie, and it's very annoying. I don't know why it's not working.
Is that the thing that lets stuff float around?
Yeah, it's not working, and I don't know why. There's no logical reason for it not to be working. It's just not working, and it's
Good.
annoying me now because I don't know why.
So is this pink enough
And
for
the
you,
chat box
Pete?
isn't working.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's no good.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's probably my fault because I set the stream up, but all I did was like the normal stuff that I do. So I've probably done something wrong. I know you're not blaming me, but I'm accepting responsibility. It's bad luck for technology. So, Pete, is this bright enough for you?
Oh, it won't be. It won't be.
Is this lurid enough pink? It's certainly wild.
Another turtle made it to the water.
Awesome.
Well, at least that's working, Tony.
Yeah.
That comes from a different place, though. White Rose says, I think Twitch has been buggy all day. My sound alerts broke earlier. A simple redemption become a muffled trump. Pete says it looks red. It doesn't look red, Pete. If anything, it looks very bright pink.
Yeah. Hi, Red Snail. I think we might have missed Red Snail popping in. Yeah, I like it. It's cool. I've got it very thin, so it's definitely going to take a couple of coats to get a nice consistent colour on here. But it's oh, what was that? Makes me jump every time. Thanks, Pete. Pete's doing a bit of cheering. Awesome. So inside of it, I've decided to leave the wings off while I paint it because the folds in here. So this area inside there is the contact point onto the front of his arm, which is this bit. And when that is on there is no way that I would be able to get a paintbrush down inside the joint. So I had to leave these arms separately. Thank you, Crafty.
Hi, evening all. Hi, Crafty. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. We're just having silly technical issues with silly things like the chat box not working and the emotes aren't working. So there's just a big black bit at the side of the screen, which is annoying.
Yeah.
But everything else seems to be okay, and as long as you can all hear us, and Tony would like you to put a wig on.
Oh, I've
think
left
you
them
missed
over
that.
there. I've left them over there.
It does mean that I haven't actually picked up a single paintbrush yet, because I keep trying to make these things with it.
Yeah. I'm so pleased with myself because I've got everything else ready, and then I've left the things over there. I think Pete's saying that Twitch is broken. He says it's foo-barbed. Thank you. Oh, this is one of the ones that really suits me. Hi guys, how are you doing?
You know you ain't got that on right at all, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, not at all.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, correct wig wearing was never a prerequisite, was it? It's just, it's a bit windy outside. Is that what it was like the other day when you thought the roof was coming off?
No, it was worse.
Yeah. So, Maw Krusha is already proving to be a fantastic model. The level of detail in these wings, even these bits, are, like, there is no way once these wings are glued on that you would see this area without some kind of arrangement of tiny mirrors. But there's still detail in the joints of the bits that you can't see. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I'm gonna give up now because I'm just messing about and not doing anything.
I still do have hair, thank you very much. I've let it grow back. Someone told me at Magic on Friday night that I looked younger with hair. Apparently.
Most people do look younger with hair.
Yeah, I know, but like some people said that I looked younger when I shaved it all off. Can't win, can you?
I still like you, it's alright.
Just like.
Yeah, well, I love you, but I also like you. You've got to have both. And yeah. I mean, you've got to love your family members. You don't have to like them.
Yeah. You don't have to love them.
So what colour are you using?
Lollipop Magenta. This is Lollipop Magenta from Green Stuff World. It's a fantastic bright pink that I could heartily recommend to anybody who wanted to do something in a kind of neon pink kind of colour. I did think about using the Fleur paints, but then if it's anything like I've never used the Green Stuff World ones. You have, haven't you? But I don't like the consistency of the Vallejo Fleur pink.
Yes, they are slightly different. I used the Fleur pink Green Stuff Worldy one, which I don't know what I've done with it. This one, which is purple. I used purple, violet, on that sneakiest of sneaks that broke TikTok.
Yeah.
And yes, they are a completely different consistency to a normal paint, but these are better than the Vallejo ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's here if you want to try it.
Oh.
But yes. Azriel says, I think you look better with a shaved head than when you worked in Drift. Did he have curtains then?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Where was he working? You didn't have much choice, did you? Because you used to go to the barbers and you used to get your beard all nice and your hair all nice. And then we went into lockdown and your wife, me, can't do barbery things. So I just shaved it all off. And your choices were have itchy long hair or no hair.
Yeah.
Curtains at Mario's, yes. Yeah, he had curtains when I met him. It was the sign of the times, I think, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fashionable.
It was fashion. It didn't suit you at all, though. Really didn't suit you. But yes.
Now you've got me wondering who Azrael 1982 is. Like,
Now you see, hiding behind the anonymity of screen names. I might start painting this guy now. Yeah. Just a thought. I don't want to mess him up there, that's the problem.
What figure is it?
This one. I don't know if to do...
A gift from Vapnitak.
She's got her boobs out and a tail. What? The more you look at it, the weirder it gets. She's got a tail and no bra on.
She's got a tail?
Yeah, she's got a devil's tail and no bra.
Weird.
Tony says, Vallejo fluorescents are horrible. Yes, yeah, they are, Tony. I much prefer the Green Stuff World fluorescents. Put my teeth back in. I use those for my Psycho Mech Zombie Wheelie Bobber. The Green Stuff World ones are a lot better, yes. The Vallejo ones are gloopy, for want of a better word. They serve some sort of purpose, but they are gloopy and difficult to work with. But the Green Stuff World ones are a lot better. And also, you know, following our TikTok video, you can make your own pretend UV light to show the reactions of it. And then you can come on TikTok and tell me how horrible I am. Like everybody else.
For lying to everybody about how you've made it.
I am the reason humanity is the way it is. At least I didn't get death threats for this one.
You got death threats?
Yeah, I got. Someone told me that they wanted to take my life for the way that I used a paintbrush.
Oh yes, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You've got to love humans. They're ace. So, what is your plan then, sweetheart? So you're doing a base layer of lollipop.
Yeah, so we're going to do a nice consistent layer of lollipop all over, and then, which is probably going to be 2 coats, 2 thin coats, and then we're going to do a shade of quartz magenta, which is a slightly darker candy ink, and then we're going to highlight back up from there to a nice vivid pink in places.
I've just realised this woman is completely naked.
Is she? No. I know who Azrael is now.
From what?
He's put his name on the thing. Says it's Tony. So I know who it is now.
I thought that was just in reference to something that other Tony had said that I missed.
Well, unless it, well, I don't know. I think I know who it is.
No, you will be correct, my darling. I just, yeah. No, I thought that this lady had that bit was addressed, but it's not.
So yesterday I had a little bit of time away from the stall, and I went around Vapnitak and picked up a couple of other cool little figures, because I like to, when I'm at shows, go and have a look at stuff that we can't normally get hold of, and see if we can make any new connections, shall we say, with people who stock really funky stuff or make really funky stuff that we could maybe get into the shop. And unfortunately there wasn't anything that I could get that we don't already have, but there's a couple of companies who sort of keep their own stuff for themselves, shall we say, that make some really funky minis out there, and one of them I've mentioned on stream before, Black Scorpion, do some really cool stuff, and I got Mrs. MLG a couple of figures from them that I thought that she would like to paint, and so that she's working on a Mad Hatter this evening.
For the Great MLG Brush Off, February's theme is film and screen, so I thought that this was cool. I hadn't realised that Alice in Wonderland was naked though when I decided to do it.
Wait, because you were originally going to do the Anderson sisters,
yeah, I know. Yeah, I was, which is supposedly the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. I was going to do Woof, but you've lost him. So.
I know, but now I've got you a replacement for that as well.
So I've got so many options, you see. Yeah. I've got this in front of me. I mean, he still hasn't got a single brush paint on him, but it's in front of me, looking at me, going. I'm trying to figure out whether I can put clothes on her. I think I might just put clothes on her.
Yeah, I'm gonna make her
I
put
don't know,
her,
it's
put
just
her
a
in
bit
like
strange.
what you could do is paint her in like a Cheshire cat coloured catsuit.
She's smaller than my fingernail. I mean, you know, a good artist might be.
I've got faith in your precision work.
Like you didn't even see her on the base to start off with.
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? When it's like the miniature that I was looking at in the cabinet was unpainted.
This is
when
unpainted.
I know, but when everything's just bare resin, it's difficult to spot some of these details sometimes.
Like naked people.
Yeah, well, I was just looking at the big hat and the blunderbuss, so.
Tony, new Tony, Azrael says, I used to live above the taxi place next to Mario's to narrow down the Tonys.
Oh, yeah.
My wife brought loads of minis on Sunday at the race cars.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. Whew. But I know, I was just thinking my head's getting a bit warm. Yeah, it's awesome. I was very reserved. I didn't go really mad. Got a couple of resin vehicles for like a modern setting to add into my like Walking Dead type. Oh, no. Just drape me a bit of blue roll all through my paint. Have I got a good purple? Yes, I have got Lich Purple from Green Stuff. Or Lich Purple.
Night, night, Pete. Have a nice sleep.
Thanks, Pete.
This is how my day is going so far. I've just had an itch on my back, right? Nothing abnormal about that. Scratched my itch and realised that the buttons for my top are at the back of me, and that I have had my top on the wrong way round all day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the buttons are there.
Oh.
They're supposed to be at the front.
But the neckline's low at the front.
It's fine. How can the neckline be low at the front? It's a turtleneck.
Oh.
Anyway. Yeah, so that's fun. It's a good job no one ever sees me, isn't it? White Rose says, I'm going to lurk. Got to cook some tea.
No problem.
Sorry, we just tend to talk about nonsense, and you're just going to be painting Lollipop Magenta for the rest of your life.
Yep.
You'll have to regale us with stories of Vatnatak.
Well, yeah. So I was just saying, wasn't I, that I bought some resin cars. I bought there's a company that make resin terrain and stuff, and I managed to get a Volkswagen Beetle. Have a Volkswagen Beetle in the garage, so we bought a Volkswagen Beetle and a van, which is sort of generic transit Mercedes Sprinter type van, to add into my collection of vehicles and scatter terrain for a modern setting, post-apocalyptic type stuff.
Shake your bum. Beautiful.
Yeah, well, when we walked little Miss to school earlier on, Mrs. MLG had her sleeping bag coat on, so I couldn't see anyway. But it keeps you warm, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wicked D says, chicken dance for my arrival. That is correct. We knew you were coming. That was just like the trumpet fanfare to welcome you in. That's what that was.
Wow, 25 minutes in and I've only painted a bit of pink on some wings. From the inside of the wings. This is... maybe I should have just been... Well, I want it to be smooth, so I'm going to persevere at this kind of pace. I apologise if painting pink is boring, but I don't just want to get a big brush and slart it all over, because I want it to look good.
Are you painting any off stream?
Yeah, yeah, I think I might carry on for a little bit after we've finished streaming this evening, and we'll see where we get up to. If that's, unless you've got anything we need to do after the stream, don't know.
We need to make a shopping list. But you know, that's hardly exciting
No,
stuff,
I mean,
is it?
yeah, we could rattle that.
About
Yeah, so Vapnatak was pretty cool. Was good. There was no bring and buy this year. That was one thing. I'm kind of a little bit sad because there's normally some cool people bring some pretty cool stuff to bring and buys. They did, and I totally understand why they didn't. One thing that I am really happy about is that we managed to get a change of position. So previously, when we've been at Vapnatak, we've been upstairs, just in front of the lift in the Knavesmire stand, which has been fine, and we've had like a good time up there. But carrying all the stuff up the stairs, because the lift is very slow, and so it's quicker to carry the gear up the stairs. But to carry all the stuff up the stairs is pretty hard work. So this time they've moved us onto the ground for the future. They've moved us onto the ground floor, just inside the doors, for loading purposes, into a corner position. So we've got a nice area that we can spread out into, and it was really cool. Really enjoyed it, and it made setting up and putting everything away very easy, because the van was just outside, like literally just outside the door. It was excellent. So that was pretty cool. And I saw there's a couple of new people have started up doing some their own miniatures and things. Unfortunately, like, none of these people tend to be set up to start off with to sell to other businesses and what have you. So we're going to keep an eye on some of these small companies and see how they get on, so we can see if we can stock some of their stuff in future. There was one chap he'd got an array of different heads and hands and all sorts of other like little embellishment pieces for many popular figure ranges. So it would be compatible with many popular figure ranges. So for converters and what have you, he just had like a sprue of hands. That was a pretty funky idea. He's a local guy from York. So you could, if you want to change hands on your figures, so you had hands that were designed to be holding weapons and hands that were just bare in various positions.
Did he have hands that do dishes that are as soft as can be?
He might have done, I didn't ask him that. But yeah, very possibly might do. He also had some pretty funny looking sci-fi figures. So there were some naked ladies that were sort of attacking and tearing apart some aliens, and I said, like, what's going on here? Is this like a Futurama type thing where they go to the Amazon planet or whatever? And he said, oh no, it's the android factory. And then he pointed out to me that just behind that he had a painted up like robot production line where androids, and then they're clad in skin, and then they come off the production line, and then there was one like dismembering this alien in the foreground. But I'd missed the production thing behind.
You've just seen the naked bits.
Just seen the naked lady, I'm afraid. And he also had a clown, and I can't remember what it was called. Something like Clowny McBurglar or something like that. But it was Ronald McDonald. And when I was telling one of the guys in the shop today about the miniature, I said, like, well, like, how long has it been? How long has it been since McDonald's last used Hamburglar and Ronald McDonald and what have you? Because there was 2 or 3 characters, weren't there, on their marketing type stuff. I can't remember, like, the last time I've seen.
They still have him on the collection tins for the Ronald's houses, the charity for kids.
Yeah.
But I've not actually seen him on a thing for years. I had a birthday party there when I was about 8, and that was like, he was there and there was a plastic statue of him and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bit creepy that way.
Awesome. Tony, I can see a post here I must have missed earlier. Tony said that he's posted an example of Lich Purple in the Discord. Yeah, I do like purple. When we were watching that program the other day, and they were doing interior design, and it was purple and grey colour scheme. I do think that looks pretty cool, actually.
But it's alright on an interior design program. Can you imagine if you actually just went, right, I'm going to try and create that in my own house, and you just painted the walls Cadbury purple? You'd be like, I didn't really think this one through, did I? Oh no, it looks wonderful on the telly.
Yeah. I think it won't work on our square box rooms, but because the room that they were doing it in had a staircase in and like an archway and stuff, and it was a converted school, wasn't it? So it looked.
They're always massive rooms. I think that's one of the things that I kind of miss about having stairs. We don't have stairs. Is people do awesome stuff with the stairs, don't they? Oh, I've converted my understairs cupboard into to a place to keep my minis. I've kicked Harry Potter out and I've turned it into a place to keep all my minis, and I've got this wonderful storage. And oh look, I've put stripy wallpaper up the stairs, and I've written like motifs on every step when you go up, and they do some really cool stuff with stairs. It's like, yeah, I don't have any stairs. But then, equally, we wouldn't do any of that stuff anyway, would we?
Well, I remember when we used to have stairs, and I used to hate having to paint when we did the decorating, either painting or wallpapering over the stairs, and having to have weird scaffolding contraptions to be able to do it. It was a nightmare. And now we're living in old people's bungalow.
Because we're old. So what did you undercoat your Maw Krusha with?
I undercoated this chap with some matte white spray from Colourforge. And very much like their black spray, it is excellent and actually a matte finish, unlike some other manufacturers' matte white sprays or matte black sprays that are actually a satin finish. This is actually pretty good, and is a nice pure white. So I didn't lay it on too thick, obviously, but you can see how, well, you maybe can't see because of the brightness on the thing, but it's a really nice smooth finish, unlike some sprays, some white sprays, a bit like Korax White from Games Workshop, can look a bit powdery, but this is actually a really nice colour. It's very reasonably priced, available from Mighty Lancer Games, and heartily recommend their entire range of spray paints.
Asriel says it looks airbrushed, but it's not.
Yeah.
Tony says stairs are a pain. I have a 3-story house, so decorating the hall is a campaign. But just think of all those rooms you've got to put stuff in.
Yeah.
We haven't got a single spare room. It's like, where are we going to put this? Yeah, stick it on the kitchen table, it'd be right.
Yeah, we've mentioned it before, haven't we? But we need to sort our loft out. So we're not planning on making it into a room or anything, but we do need to sort it out so it's efficient for storage.
Because currently I have Christmas stock in our kitchen, which really does need to go somewhere else.
We can't sit on the sofa in the kitchen because there's too much gear in front of it.
It's like a kitchen dining room type jobby. But currently there are about 10 boxes of Christmas stock.
Ready and waiting for Christmas 2022.
Yeah, it's nearly here. Christmas is nearly here, it'd be right.
Where was I the other day? Can't remember. I'd gone into a shop and they had. Oh, it was in town. So I went into the precinct in town to get those cards, those greetings cards, and I called in to get a jar of coffee from Heron Foods. And in Heron, they were selling Easter eggs already.
Oh, there've been some Easter eggs in the supermarket.
Easter eggs in February for 75 pence.
But they know, you see, they know that if you buy an Easter egg in February, nobody is keeping, well, apart from Tony, nobody is keeping that Easter egg. They were eating them, and then we have to buy some more. So what we really need to do is all buy our Easter eggs at 75 pence and give them all to Tony for safekeeping because he doesn't like chocolate. And then we'll be all good and we can fool the supermarkets.
Yeah.
Haha, we foiled your plans.
Easter egg chocolate tastes different to normal chocolate.
It does taste different to normal chocolate.
And I mean like the good Easter eggs, not those rubbish, like non-branded ones that, bit like the unbranded advent calendars that the chocolate just tastes manky, isn't it?
Don't know, this is the first year, or last year was the first year that I haven't had an advent calendar.
I know, and I feel very guilty.
Well, it's not your fault. I mean, I didn't really need it, did I? Hardly missed it. And you could have had one, but you selfishly gave yours to Little Miss.
Selflessly. Or
Yeah.
selfishly.
Oh, okay. You know what I meant.
I did. Anyway, yes, I gave mine to Little Miss so she didn't miss out. Because it's a little boring, but I'd ordered them with our online shopping, and then when it came, the ones that I'd ordered for Little Miss and Mrs. MLG that were out of stock, so we only got mine. It was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? How was your Mad Hatter going?
Well, we did get some more paint stripper, didn't we?
Yeah, because I got some so I could carefully take the paint off the abomination that I created the other night. This thing here. That I this resin skimmer jet bike thing that I wrecked. Definitely going to sort that out at some point. But pink Maw Krusha comes first. I am enjoying it.
What's your actual plan then? So you undercoated it with the what, sorry?
Undercoated it with white, the spray from Colourforge.
And then you've got Lollipop Magenta there.
And then we've got Lollipop Magenta.
What's your actual plan? Is there a plan?
I don't know what you mean. So the actual plan is that I'm going to give it 2 all over coats of Lollipop Magenta and then give it a wash all over, because it's got all these nice recesses on here. So depending on what it looks like, if I think it needs the wash, then I will apply a wash of Quartz Magenta over the top, and then, or at least in some areas, and then we will highlight back up with Lollipop Magenta and Magin Pink in the appropriate areas. And then I think, because pink and black is always a good combination, isn't it? So I think we'll paint the horns and spines in black, and then we could go with a dark grey. Come on, that'd work. But the black, to be fair, might tie in quite well, because the armour on the rest of my orcs is orange and black. So in order for it to tie the colour scheme together nicely, I think we might go with the black, and then it'll match in with the rider that I will be putting on this guy. So here is the rider. He'll be standing atop said steed when we've painted him, but we'll worry about him once we've painted the Maw Krusha. This is Gordrak Iron Claw, I think his name is, something like that. Gordrak, the Fist of Gork. Fist of Gork. Because Gorkers are brutal but cunning, and Morkers are cunning but brutal. If I have said it right. Pink on pink on pink, says Pete. I thought Pete was going to bed. Need a bit more pink. Lollipop magenta. I'm enjoying this lollipop magenta. It's so smooth. I think it's because I've got it so thin on the palette. But then pinks and stuff are generally quite thin anyway, aren't they? Take a little bit of layering up.
I think this is the biggest brush he owns, Tony.
Yeah, well, I thought about using a bigger brush, but then I want it to look like a nice smooth coat, and I knew that if I used a bigger brush I might end up making it blotchy. And I've been looking forward. That's the other thing. I've been looking forward to it so much that I don't want to rush it and it all be like over, and I go like, oh, that's pink then. I'd like it to be a steady build up of pink. So, washing up liquid with the toothbrush. It even says on their thing that you don't have to wash them.
Or maybe you broke it and washed it.
Yeah. Sabotaged it, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was a couple of the other traders that I would have expected to see at Vapnetak at the weekend, but they weren't there, and I don't know if they've just decided not to go to shows, or maybe like the guys that would normally be doing it are like say shielding or whatever. But there's a couple of traders that have been before that weren't there. Just a bit of a shame. As far as I know, they're still trading. Maybe just decided that they didn't fancy it. I don't know. Like the guy Oathsworn that make burrows and badges. I was hoping to catch up with them and see if I could persuade them to sell us some of their stuff again. Work on them after a couple of years. But they weren't there. Did chat to Crooked Dice, didn't I? I told you about that when I came home. But Crooked Dice make a game called 7TV, and I have spoken to them before about stocking some of their minis and what have you, but it's one that I've never quite got around to. But they do make some pretty cool stuff. They've done some awesome minis of like the young ones, and but obviously for legal reasons they're probably called something slightly different, and they've also done some that are quite very close to the A-Team figures. They're pretty cool. So we might look at maybe having some of their stuff in the future. But I have pledged not to get any new ranges, not complete new ranges for a while, haven't I? So I'm gonna restrain ourselves until later in the year, I think.
Asriel says, I like the Terry Pratchett cats and teddy bears.
Terry Pratchett cats and teddy bears.
Tony says, I have some size 8 synthetics that I use to base the big beasties, then scale down as the detail requires. It still takes time to apply multiple thin coats for a smooth finish, but it's just a lot faster. Wicked D says, I felt the glare from here then. There was no glare this time. My brain was going, yeah, right, whatever. But I'm still grumbling about this miniature, because every time I put some paint on it just pulls off.
Which is
so
annoying.
I'm too busy grumbling about that to have given him the look. Anyway, he's already. It must be just inherently trained into him, because he said it without me looking, didn't he? So.
Yeah, I said that we weren't having anything new, didn't I?
You
before,
did, and then
so.
we got Geek Gaming.
Yeah, but that was your fault, as you said the other week. You said the other week that was your fault because you had suggested that we.
Yeah, the most recent stuff has all been my fault. Northumbrian Fox Soldier, my fault.
So
Moonstone Miniatures, my fault.
They might be the cats and teddy bears that Azrael's talking about, actually, the Northumbrian Tin Soldier thing.
Well, they have got cats and teddy bears. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they'll come and say yes or no. Yeah, Moonstone, my fault. Lucid Eye, my fault.
Yeah.
Northumbrian Tin Soldier, my fault. Bad Squidder, my fault. Geek Gaming, my fault. Yeah, okay. What was the last thing that you got? Epic dungeon thing? That was yours?
Epic
Whatever
dungeon.
I don't know what it's called.
Tenfold dungeon.
Well, yeah, that and all, but that's not what I was thinking of. Epic Encounters.
Epic encounters.
That's your fault. Tenfold Dungeon, that's your fault. What else? What else is your fault? This miniature not being painted is your fault.
Yeah. Well.
How do I stop it now then? Because it's not having any of it.
And what are you trying to paint onto it?
Some paint.
No, but what colour?
Green.
Did you not prime it?
No.
Why?
Because I never prime them.
But you should.
But why?
Because it seals the mini.
But it says that you didn't even have to wash them, so why would you have to do that?
Okay.
I ain't got any primer.
We've got loads of
I
primers.
haven't. You've got it all.
Yeah, but all you have to do is ask, my dear. You asked for a purple. You could have. I thought you'd already undercoated him.
No. Well, you know I don't. Because I paint Reaper. You don't have to. There you go. Sharon's got a question for you.
Where's this? Do you plan to get more from Steamforge? So yeah, I've looked at the dog and cat hero things, and I've resisted until now because I can't be sure how popular they might be. However, we do have live orders in with Steamforge because we've got some Epic Encounters stuff on pre-order, and also Dark Souls, the board game, is finally back in stock with them, so we've got some of those coming. So if there was anything that particularly you would want to see, we can certainly add it. We did have a set of the God tier stuff in at one point, but it took quite a while to sell, and I don't know how popular it was, so we didn't replace it. Yeah, I think is it the Cats of Gullet Cove or something like that, and there's adventure packs for them, isn't there? Doggy heroes and cat heroes and stuff. But we can get almost anything. That's one of the good things. We can get just about anything from Steamforge. They make some pretty cool stuff. We used to sell all the Guild Ball range before they discontinued it. they're a good company to deal with, and I like that they're quite efficient at sending us stuff out as well. Mrs. MLG is now having to scrub the paint off her mini because it's poop. I'm sorry, darling.
I didn't have to scrub it off because it's not going on anyway.
Just
run it under the tab and it all ran off.
Yeah.
So what am I sticking on it now?
Well, what colour are you painting it?
Green.
You're gonna. Right. So, if you give it an all-over coat of some Reaper Brush On Grey primer, which is quite a light grey, give it an all-over coat of that.
Alright, I will.
And
Just
then,
for you.
Well, it's just a little different composition to paint, isn't it? So it should cover better.
Don't normally use it.
It's because the Black Scorpion minis are resin, and Mrs. MLG doesn't normally paint a lot of resin minis. Yeah. Anyway.
What's Sharon accidentally dropping into her basket?
The cats and dogs type thing. Can't not have another hydrate for Father Jack, can we?
So, question. You've told me to put this primer on.
Yes.
When that just pulls and runs off, then what do I do?
Yeah.
Because that's just doing the same as the green bit.
I don't know.
I just need to wash it myself.
Possibly. Did you do the chicken dance, Mrs. MLG?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I know. It's good fun, isn't it? Yes, so what was I saying? The cats and dogs from Steamforged that Sharon might accidentally drop into her basket if we had them in stock. Okay. Red Snail's not allowed to buy any minis for a while. Just got himself or theirself a resin 3D printer. It's there's so many things that you can print yourself on a 3D printer. That's the,
Another turtle made it to the water.
that's the thing. I've got a bit of a backlog of stuff for the 3D printer. And I need to get some of it sorted out and designed up on the computer so we can start getting some of it put into production. Things that we've had printed on our other printers before. We've had some cool mimics and stuff that we did on our filament printer, and I really need to remodel them for the resin printer. And then we can get some of those back into stock because some of those are pretty cool. There's some alternative mimics that are pretty funky than the standard kind of chest and crate type things. a door mimic and a wardrobe and stuff like that. Oh, and a rug. There's a really cool mimic that's a rug. That's pretty funky. Mainly for Gaslands. Yeah, there's some pretty awesome stuff out there. Free resources and what have you online that you can use. There's some files that I have used from depending on what scale you're playing it in. So I got some files from Thingiverse for a start and finish gate for Gaslands, and I scaled them up, printed it on the filament printer. We scaled them up and we use them for when we're playing races for Gorkamorka and things like that. So like 40k scale stuff. They're pretty cool, but they're designed for like Matchbox car scale, Hot Wheels and the like. Mine are, when we do get to use them, mine are mostly used for terrain rather than minis. We've nearly painted half a Maw Krusha, so I think what I'll do is off stream I'll get the other half painted, and then when we're back next Monday, then for more Maw Krusha Monday, then we'll crack on with the some of the other details and highlighting and all the other stuff. I'll get it to a point where we can do something that's a little bit more interesting for viewing. All this metal work and what have you, like this spiky bit, this rough bit of metal here on the tail. I want that to be a nice rusty, I won't say blood soaked, but stained like cleaver with a bit of nice rust and what have you on it, like it's been dragged through the dirt a few times, and as this thing comes in for a few crash landings. Is it going on any better, darling? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh. Oh yeah, we'll be going too in 2 minutes. That's a good point. So thank you everybody for coming along. See you later, Tony. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much for your subscribing. Very kind of you. We'll say I'll get cracked on with this off stream, and then when we come back next Monday, we'll hopefully have something a little bit more developed for you, shall we say, than just a big pink and white blob. Yeah, it was a... Ooh. Makes me jump every time. I think I say that every time as well. It was very easy to put together. The instructions were really easy to follow, and I really like it. It comes with a few options, so you can build some different riders, and should you wish, you can put looks a bit like an executioner's mask on the Maw Krusha's face. So pretty cool.
Thank you, Moxie. See you later.
See you later, Moxie. Thank you.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Pete, for the pink cheer. But we're going to go too now, aren't we?
We are. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in and spending your evening with us. And we will see you all, hopefully, tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow evening for 2 Paint Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Might be 1 Paint Tuesday.
Bye,
Cheers, everyone. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.